All right, the last problem saved for last, or the best saved for last. Two forces F1 and F2 of magnitude 30 and 60 respectively act on an object. The direction of force 1 is north 10 degrees east and direction of force 2 is north 60 degrees east. Find the magnitude, uh, find the magnitude to the nearest hundredth of a pound and the direction angle to the nearest tenth of a degree of the resultant force. So we've got um, got to make sure we answer the question at the end, I guess is what we need to say. So start out with, in order to write F1 and F2, we need to know that the magnitude of F1 is 30. The magnitude of F2 is 60. Theta 1 and theta 2, we're going to get from drawing a picture here. And we're going to say that F1 north 10 degrees east, that's 10. That means this is 80. So this is 80 degrees. And force 2 north 60 degrees east, 60 is going to be here, right? So that means this is 30. 30. That allows me now to rate my force 1 as 30 cosine 80 degrees I plus 30 sine 80 degrees J. Force 2, 60 cosine 80 degrees I plus 60 sine 30 degrees J, and I made a mistake, didn't I? 30 degrees, sorry about that. 30 degrees J. Now, in order to do any addition, subtraction, multiplication, any calculations, we need these to be rewritten in component form. So F1 is going to be rewritten, F2 is going to be rewritten, and we're going to use our calculator for that. If you have a scientific calculator, remember how to use your memory buttons. Graphing calculator, the same thing. So you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to use Desmos, and we're going to use it like there's a memory for it. So I can designate some letter for each force. I'm going to pause it while I do that for you. Okay, so I designated each one with an A and a B since we've got AI plus B, J. I called them A1, B1, etc. We're going to take those answers and we are going to transfer them back here as 5.1, 5.21 I plus 29.5, what was it? 54 J, and B is going to be 51.96 I plus 30 J. Okay, so now next we need to add those together. We want a result of F1 plus F2. Best way to do that is to go back to Desmos and literally add A1 plus A2 and B1 plus B2. All right, so I designated the sum as F1, lowercase f, lowercase 2, and we got 51.17, 59.54, 50.17I plus 59J. Okay, now that I have that, remember, this is in the form of AI plus BJ. We have a couple of formulas that allow us to find the magnitude and the directions. Remember, magnitude of a vector was equal to the square root of a squared plus b squared, and the direction or the angle was the inverse tangent of b over a, right? And we're going to write our vector. So we're going to go back to Desmos, and we're going to plug those in. And since I can't talk and type at the same time, we're going to pause it. Okay, so I've got my magnitude. Now, one of the things I didn't tell you, and I should have, make sure your calculator is in degree mode. Notice that if this were in radians, that those values change. We don't want them in radians because we're dealing with degrees. So we should be in radian mode, and now we're going to go ahead and find the angle. I should say we should be in degree mode, not radians, right? Okay, so I got a magnitude of 82.55 and a direction or an angle of 46.16. Let's go back here and let's write those down. Magnitude of F1 plus F2 is equal to 82.55 with a angle of 46 point, was it 16? I don't remember. 16. And again, remember, we probably need to make sure that we represent that. This should have been actually into the nearest tenth. So 46.2 degrees. Let's make sure we answered our question. Find the magnitude to the nearest hundredth. We've done that. And find the direction angle to the nearest tenth of a degree of the resultant force. So the direction angle is here, but we haven't actually done that. So shouldn't that be north so many degrees east? Remember, this is taking these two forces here and putting them tip to end for a resultant force out here. And we want this angle here. So subtract from 90 or 43.8 degrees northeast. So you've got magnitude and your direction angle. Be careful. Know the difference between these two. Know theta, know the direction angle. Good luck.